So, we are going to be learning about idioms. Idioms are commonly used expressions whose meaning do not relate to the literal meaning of each word. So, for example, juggling is a piece of cake. What it means is that juggling is easy. It completely slipped my mind. What it means is I forgot. And this ring cost me an arm and a leg. What it means, this ring was expensive. So we're going to go ahead and listen to a story, boys and girls and parents, about idioms. Idioms, again, are words put together that do not mean what is written. Okay? So let's go ahead and read this book. Please listen. And at the end of the story, you guys are going to do a little activity.
So we're going to read this book, and every page has an idiom in it. So think about what that word, what the phrase really means, and if you've heard it before. The book is called Butterflies in My Stomach and Other School Hazards. On my first day of school, my mother said I got up on the wrong side of the bed. She asked if we needed to have a heart-to-heart talk so I wouldn't bottle up my feelings. What does it mean to bottle up your feelings? It means to hold them in, to not talk about them, not literally going inside of a bottle. As I left the house, Dad told me to put my best foot forward. On the way to the bus stop, my sister said that on her first day of school, she had butterflies in her stomach. I think I have them too. I think at times we've all felt that we've had butterflies in our stomach. I've heard that before, and it just means that we're nervous or anxious about something. Then she told me to hurry up because we'd be in a real pickle if we missed the bus. When I sat down, the bus driver asked if I was feeling blue or maybe just a little under the weather. When I got to school, my new teacher said hello, but I didn't answer. Has the cat got your tongue? He asked me. And then he said he was all ears whenever I was ready to come out of my shell. It means that if you're in your shell, you're being quiet, maybe shy. And when you're all ears, you're going to be there to listen to what someone has to say. He read us a funny book. The kid next to me said he was laughing his head off. Our teacher told him to zip his lip and hold still, even though he had ants in his pants. Then the teacher said that if he didn't settle down, he'd have to talk to the principal because she was the big cheese. In gym class, I kept dropping the ball, and the gym teacher said that if I ever want to be top banana in sports, I'll have to really practice. Soon it was time to eat. Why the long face? The school cook asked. Then she told me not to worry much because we all are in the same boat on the first day of school. I went out to play, but then a teacher said we had to go back inside because it was about starting to rain cats and dogs, and we know that that means it's starting to rain heavily. I peeked out the window, hoping to see my dog Roger, but no luck. During library time, the librarian told us that she loved getting lost in a book, and that we would too. When you read, she said, the world is your oyster. Sitting there in an oyster. She said we could take some books home, but if we lost them, we'd be up a creek without a paddle. I asked her if she had any stories about a boy who misses his dog. She told me I was an open book and that it was fine to wear my heart on my sleeve. But when I asked her if I could bring Roger to school with me tomorrow, she told me not to open that can of worms. I was starting to get a headache, so the librarian sent me to see the school nurse. The nurse let me lie down. She said she could see that school was not really my cup of tea. I gave her a funny look, and she said, it's only your first day. Don't throw the baby out of the bathwater. But what if Roger forgets all about me while I'm here? I asked her. Let's just cross that bridge when we come to it, she said. The nurse took me back to my classroom. Soldier on, she said. Tomorrow will be a better day. I'll keep an eye out for you. Our teacher gave us an assignment to finish for tomorrow. I expect you all will be busy bees tonight, he said. That made me laugh a little. Homework is for the birds. The kid next to me grumbled. I grinned at him, and he smiled back. Before I knew it, the bell rang, and it was time to go home. The bus driver asked me how my day went. She said that school was sometimes a tough nut to crack, but that every cloud has a silver lining. I had no idea what she meant by that, but when the bus pulled up in front of my house, I was happy as a puppy with two tails.
All right. So we went ahead and we've already heard a bunch of these idioms. So now it's your turn. What you're going to do, you're going to use the book and you are going to go ahead and draw a picture of what they're saying. So if it says juggling is a piece of cake, you're going to actually do the juggling with pieces of cake. If it said, it completely slipped my mind, show me what slipping my mind would look like. And then again, the ring cost me an arm and a leg. What does that mean? You're going to give the cashier your arm and a leg? Imagine drawing that out and imagine doing that. So you're going to draw out what the idioms are, but you're going to look up what they actually mean. And that's your activity for idioms.